converter theft has been an issue, but up to this point, it had seemed to be limited to individuals and, people cutting them off cars. We came into work about a month and a half ago on a Monday, and the guys thought that another employee had knocked all the boxes down with a forklift. So he came and got my project manager, went out, looked at it, and determined that it was much more than a forklift that hit us. We had been broken into over the weekend. They'd started on a Saturday night around 7 o'clock, went all the way through into 4 a.m., 2,300 units is what they ended up getting out.
Significant.
Yeah.
That's a big number.
Yeah, it was a big number. Professionals, they obviously knew what they were doing, knew what they were looking for, they knew how to get past cameras, how to get around motion sensors. So they're come to find out, they have a scout that comes in 2 weeks ahead of time. A woman, she'll come in, she acts like she's lost. She finds her way into your shop, and that way they can see which wall your converters are placed on. They wait about 2 weeks, plan it, and then they come back in and they unbolt your walls. If there's a camera there, they typically know there's no motion cameras outside because
Right.
birds and animals, so
Right.
they're not afraid. They unbolt the walls. They come through the walls where they know the boxes are.
So you have a steel building?
Yeah, it was steel building, so they breached an outer wall and then came onto our docks and then breached the other outer wall that comes into our inner shop. They cut the backs of the boxes out, take the converters out so they don't set off motion sensors inside, and then they just work their way into it. And you never know they're there until they're gone.
Wow.
Crazy.
They brought their own wheelbarrows. Yeah, they brought their own carts, their own wheelbarrows, 4 vans. They had an off-site vehicle. One truck was making trips and dropping off. It was taking them 34 minutes to do round trips. And then come to find out, as we started piecing together, calling other scrap people saying, hey, we were broken into. And people are like, hey, well, we got hit. So come to find out there's 8 other locations, processors that had been hit, same MO. So we started sharing videos and cameras, and sure enough, same people we've narrowed them to, at this point, to 4 different states.
You're talking thousands of converters here.
Yes. Yeah. So
4 states.
Well, we have positively identified them at 4 different locations, but they have hit, I believe it's 7 states.
Okay. Organized crime?
Yes.
Yeah, at that type
Has
of
to be.
volume, it has to be.
It has to be.
Because there's other people, I mention names, but have reached out to me that they're actually losing cut material. So they're still in.
Loose material is being stolen as well as whole converters?
Yes. So they have an outlet somewhere. They knew, you could tell when they cut in the box, if they come across a box of metal cats, they specifically left it. So they know what they're doing.
Wow.
Well, that kind of implies that they're from within the industry somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. They were foreigners. Not that makes a difference, but
Right.
they were speaking a different language
Right.
at all locations. So,
Okay.
but the FBI has accepted the case.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So they have linked them all together, and they're in the process of working that at this moment. We have a 10-foot electric fence around our 13 acres, cameras everywhere, and
They were still able to breach, huh?
did not phase them. So when I pulled in on a Saturday afternoon to do some paperwork, they were there. I was on one side of the wall, and there was 5 of them on the other side of the wall. They had a scout. When I pulled up, you can see him, let them know that I'm coming. So my wife was in the car. It was on a Saturday afternoon. Typically, I go into my shop to see what's happened during the week. I had wisdom teeth out that day, so I did not go in there. Otherwise, I would have walked right into most likely armed people.
Right.
I left.
That's scary when you're with your family.
They
That's really
continue to work. Sheriff's department showed up to do their rounds. They hid, did not leave, didn't phase them. They left, went right back to work.
That's brazen.
Yep. At one of the other locations, I was told they were walking around drinking coffee.
Wow. Now, I know there's not too deep that you can share because of obviously the ongoing investigation, but are there any suspects or do they have any leads on the suspects?
Yes, so we have one of the guys. He was caught up in another state breaking into a place. So they do have him in custody. He's at this point lawyered up. So
Do you think he was working independently
no,
in that case, or the others just took off?
the others took off. He is put out some information. He was a low level, get paid per job.
Oh,
So he was
for hire.
He just went around and helped. What little information that I've gotten back from the detectives is what his position was. So they caught him. He was covered in dust. When the alarms, they actually tripped the alarm, so he took off. So when they caught him, he was walking down the street covered in material. And then so they impounded him. They impounded the car he had, which was the same vehicle we have on video at our location,
Right.
and the same car that was on video in an Alabama location
out of
where they hit.
separate location.
Yeah, so we had them in 3 different states. So we believe it's organized crime. I think people underestimate. In my opinion, it's probably coming more to that. So we have not only secured our buildings, but our drivers, our protocols when we pick up material, for the safety of,
Right.
of all employees. The one thing that I've found is, you guys are in the converter business, the lack of communication
In this industry.
in this industry
Right.
is why none of those cases had been linked. Because nobody wanted to admit first they had been robbed, because it's embarrassing, right?
Yeah.
Let's all admit to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing to tell your customer you were robbed,
Yeah.
right? Because it looks like you're weak, which you're not. So all of those that went on, nobody had told. And then we started linking together.
Just local law enforcement. That was it.
They was just local law enforcement, which would have never went anywhere. This had to go federal,
Yeah.
right? Because these people weren't from those states.
Right.
Right? They're from another state, so it would stay local. But in my opinion, the industry needs to be more transparent with each other. We're all competitors,
Right.
right?
Right.
But we still benefit from communication with each other, in my opinion.
Well, I would love to see some restitution once this is resolved.
Yeah.
They're going to find these guys.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they'll find them. I mean, they've got too much they hit too many locations.
Sounds like there's multiple states,
multiple states, and there's
multiple companies that were hit, unfortunately.
Yeah, they'll find them.
And the larger the group, the harder it is to keep it quiet, isn't it?
Yeah, they make one of them mad, and they'll squeal. So that's our hope, anyways. But they'll catch them. We've got the best in the world on them.